set up the template. We're going to walk through the platform, and then I will guide you through the knobs that need to be turned. After we turn all the knobs, I'm then going to briefly guide you through what you need to be looking at in order to make sure that you're keeping an eye on the campaign. So with that being said, I don't want to waste any time. Let's get directly into how you can increase your website traffic and how to get website traffic tutorial. So let's get right into it. Just so you know, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be utilizing this platform here. You might have heard of it. It's called Microworkers. The site in mine is a site called an organic site. We're going to be utilizing this. On top of that, what we're going to need first is we're going to need to create a template. So let's go ahead and get inside of here. When you're inside the platform, the very first thing is you will want to go in here and create and click on My Templates. All right. So you will want to go in here and click on My Templates. Once inside of My Templates, the next thing that you will want to do is you're going to have to create a new template. So I'll go ahead and walk you through that. So the name of the template, I always name the very first one Core Template, okay? This way it can be duplicated and utilized multiple times over and over again, okay? So the next step that we will want to do is I have a baseline template that I utilize. It's just what I have on the page. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab this and we will put it inside of here, okay? So with that being said, let's just go ahead and click this. We're going to click OK, and then we're going to get a good look at the template. Just to make sure that we are on point. Now, with that being said, let's go over here and take a look at this particular site. Let's just see what we got going on here. So that's the brand. Okay. All right. So that makes sense. And then let's see what it's optimized for here. So premium organic. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so let's just go ahead and grab that. So knowing what the homepage is, we need to go out here and let's just take a look on Google and just get a general idea. Is it already known for these particular things? So what I want to do is I need to pull up a tool of sorts. So let's just go over here to Flick over, I guess. We can go into Flick over quick. If you're not sure what Flick over is, it's a group buy. So you're able to get access to tools for a fair rate. When you want to have a bunch of tools in your tool chest, which I highly recommend, and you're looking for a fair opportunity, I don't have an affiliate code or anything. It's just a quality service that I use and I like. And, you know, that's all I can say about that. In any case, let's go on down here. Let's take a look at these assets here. Let me just take a look here. What do we want to use? What do we want to look at? What do we want? What do we want? SEMrush? Okay, SEMrush it is. All right, let's get inside of here. And what I'm looking for, just so you know, is if we want to increase traffic and start increasing things, right? We want it to be natural and just start picking up what we already have. So what is the site known for primarily? Are the keywords that I want to start associating with the brand. Generally, when we're starting these types of website traffic or increasing the traffic of a website, we want to start with branded. When we have an established site already in place, then we might want to start increasing as far as branded plus a primary keyword. So what we want to figure out is what is the site being rewarded with already? And the reason is because we want to increase that, because if the site's already being productive, right? We want to increase what it's already known for, right? What's Google rewarding it with as far as traffic? We want to boost that up. Why? Because we're more popular for the terms that we're already being rewarded for. If we can become more popular, then we can increase in rank. All right. So that's the mindset that we're looking for here. All right. So let's go inside of here and I'll share with you organic research. It's perfectly fine. What we're going to do is we're just going to grab this website here. And my friend, if you see this and you want me to take it down, just let me know. But the reason why I'm doing it this way is I want to show you the back end. If you're watching this or if you're seeing this and you're wondering, hey, if on the back end part, when you're starting to push the campaign forward, I want to walk you through that process. Okay. But if there's any qualms with anything, just let me know. It's no problem to me. Okay. Um, I've, so let's just go down in here. All right. So what we're doing inside of here, let's just see here. So it looks like we're already, again, I've figured this much already. All right, so that's what we're looking at. 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 Okay. So these things we're starting to get, so our top keyword, and this is general for any brand or business, is going to be the brand name. That's generally always. And then once we start moving forward, we can see that it's hemp projects, how to grow hemp. So it looks like informational based coupons, maybe a particular city or town, hemp leaf, and then CBD. Now, what we want to see over here is we want to take a look at this again. And let me just see what the homepage is optimized for. CBD oil products. Okay. So organic CBD oil products. Organic CBD products. Prices. Okay. So okay. So in my humble opinion, when we're already sitting here and this is a main driver, I want to increase brand name along with this particular keyword because this is a top organic keyword. Let's just come into here. I don't want to do informational base. I'm assuming that that's going to be an internal, but this one here is probably going to the homepage primarily. Does it tell me? I forget. And then it looks like United States. Good, 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 good. And then let's just see another thing here. Collins. I wonder if we want to start going in here. Okay, so what we want to do is let's just grab this. This is what we're already winning for. So what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and grab this. Okay. You guys are you're freaking kicking me in the buns here. You're kicking me in the buns here. All right. All right, so let's keep moving forward here. I just want to get a generalized list here. Okay, and when I search for something like this, just organically, it's stating number 6. So let's just go see how true that is. Okay, just with a randomized search. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, number 6 here. So there's you. Okay, so you're actually performing better, but due to volatility, in sampling, this was brought forth more notably by a gentleman called Ted Kbitis. He's got a sick tool out now that really accounts for this. He brought it to my attention, and it's something that I've noticed, but if you do 10 searches in a row, and I noticed this previously, but I never knew how volatile the SERP was until I saw the tool. It was pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. So hats off to you, my friend. So in any case, let's scroll on down here. Who's the big winner here? And this is such a cheap term. Are you on the page for this? Oh. Oh, I see. Okay, so that makes sense to me. You don't want that. Okay. I get it. All right, so let me scroll down here. Again, I'm showing you from the very beginning. What's the mindset? What's the process? It's just not a matter of the turning the knobs, quote unquote, but more importantly, understanding what's going to be most beneficial for the website, right? So, looking at this. Let's go inside of here. And then these guys are number 1. This is oh my goodness gracious. So we don't necessarily want this, but I think that this will rise us up immensely. Ooh, I really like this. Okay, and then if I remember correctly, that's what's inside of the title tag, right? Yeah, oil. Okay. So now it's all coming to light. Okay. Now, with that small bit of research out of the way, I really want to get that in there. So let's come back over to here. These are our top position keywords. So no matter what, we want to keep this inside of here. So just so I can remember. Okay. And then this is the top positioning. Okay, now let me just think about this briefly here. Um, Man, I really want to get the word, a specific word in there, so we're just going to run with just a slight modification. Um, okay. Yeah, I want to stay off of this word. Um, I really like that it's being rewarded with these words, and that makes a lot of sense. I've seen this across a couple of sites. I'm not the pro at that specific space, but I have noticed that there's a little bit of trouble with that particular word. Okay. All right, so let's just come through here. So what we're gonna do first and foremost and set up first, and I don't have access at this time, but we're gonna come inside of our drive. More notably, we're gonna go inside of our docs, and we're gonna set up a walkthrough. Um, and I'll briefly I'll share with you how that's done. Okay. Um, oh boy, here let's just get inside of here. All right, so this is going to be the All right, so we're just going to call this the guide. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do this. We'll go ahead and do this. I don't necessarily need this. Why are you doing this to me here? Yeah, we don't need that. Okay, so now we have this set up. This is Docs, Google Docs. We're going to utilize Google Docs in order to have a share file so we can help the workers see it visually. Okay, so that way there's no question. There's some certain things that I'll point out to you in order to set this up successfully. But more notably, we're gonna do it together. All right, so that's gonna be that. We're gonna come over here. What we want to do first and foremost is we want to share this. So I guess it doesn't matter if I give them that one at first. So yeah, let's just go back in there. I guess it doesn't matter. I can just share it with them once I'm done. I'll just download it and give it to them. Yeah, that's how we'll do it. Okay. Okay. So we can get rid of this. We don't need that running. We don't need that running. We can come right back into here. We have our initial keywords. So this is going to be first. Okay. We can make this. So let me get an idea of what we got going on here. Yeah, no. So we don't need any images. There's no need to pay extra. So the first thing is we want to do this before you begin. All right, so what we're going to do is we will bold that up a little bit, and then we will want to rise up the size of it. Okay, so this is before you begin. You need to make sure of these few things. Okay. Okay, so you can get rid of this. Search for, and then we can go here. All right. Scroll down until you find the website in the photo. You can see the photo. All right. And then scroll down until you find the website. Okay, click on the site, take a screenshot. No, we don't need to do all that. Click on the website. Scroll down until you find the website. Click on the website. Stay on home home page. We're gonna say home page. Stay on the home page for 3 minutes. All right. Now we need some mouse movement. All right, we're gonna do a 7. Scroll down homepage. Okay, so we're going to scroll down the home page, and then we want to click on any internal. You know what? Because of the way the site is set up, that's an interesting sentiment. All right, so actually, because of the way the site's set up, let's clean that off. What we're going to do is we're going to scroll down the page, stay on home page for 3 minutes, and that's perfectly fine. Scroll down the home page because we don't want to bombard it with emails. Stay on home page for 3 minutes. That's perfectly fine. All right, when I go on this site though, when I initially land, okay, so am I immediately hit with, I think, an email form? Stay on the page for 3 minutes. All right, so we need to take care of that. Once on the service page, dwell. Um, click to any internal page. So we can do a very specific thing too, and then click on any internal page. Click on any internal page. We're going to go to 8. Once we click on an internal page, 8 is stay on page for 2 minutes. And you need to be very precise. The reason for the preciseness is now we have a 4-minute job, okay? In order to save coin on the verification, we can gauge by time. So this way it makes the review process a lot faster. It makes us get more work and more clicks out of the workers. And it just makes it more seamless. So I highly recommend doing it this way. It might not be as validated. However, you'll save money. You'll save time, which is way more important than any money. And then on top of that, the other piece is, you know, you don't have to like set up these like crazy things. Like you're saving time, you're saving headache. I highly recommend it. Okay. So with that being said, then go to the URL bar. So this is where the next step goes. Then go to the URL bar. And what we want them to do is we want them to end the site on an authority source, but not just any authority source. What we're looking for is something more particular. Okay. More notably, what we're hoping for is we want them to end the search on an authority, but we want them to go to, they can choose, okay? So they can go to something like, maybe over here. So this works fine. Okay, so this works perfectly fine. Let me just make sure it's the same brand. Yep. Okay, so that's an authority source. Facebook is an authority source. Then go to the URL bar, see the photo for number 9. Okay, and then type in, so, and then again, the reason why we wanted to be not only an authority source, but also another website controlled asset is because now not only are we paying one money to get them to the site plus get the click through to an internal page, but in order to follow that up, we can also get them to go over to a social asset, right? So it's the exit on the authority, which is definitely, in my opinion, should be done. But on top of it, now I can also pump traffic to another asset as a way to close out the campaign. Whether they do or whether they don't, you know, that's to be determined. The other thing I like to do is when you're inside of here, say Joy Organics, and then it's Google My Business. Okay. What you're looking for, in my opinion, I mean it's up to you, is I would really like to send them into a post. So let's just double check here. So here we go. So wow, this hasn't been updated in a while, dude. This is all right, so let's get them to pop the let's have them pop the panel. All right, so this is shown to be very effective, but you really need to manipulate the string in order for it to be clean, because we don't want to carry over browser details, and we don't want to carry over geolocation details, right? And all of that is within the code. So we will need to clean the code up, but I'll show you how to do that now, okay? All right, so let me show you what you got to do. All right, so if you come over to here, we're just going to go ahead and bring this up. See how this is a long string. There's a lot of information in this string, but I'll show you how to clean that up real quick. So as you can see, and I don't know if you took note to this, but now we're initiating another search too, right? Right? Da, 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 right? We want to maximize that 9 pennies. You get what I'm saying here? This is part of the job. It's a double whammy, right? So what we're looking for is, if you take a look at this, at the very end, we have our LP state PID. Got to make sure you get this, okay? And then what else you need here is, let me just take a look here. Joy Organics, Texas. LCP, so here is the string equals whiz and ved. And, okay. So to be quite frank, what we could do in order to pop this is going to be, I'm pretty sure, and if I'm wrong, we'll redo it, but I'm pretty sure we can clean it right to here. Let me just double check this, blah, 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 blah. LPSD, okay, so this can be cleaned too. So LCP equals client equals, okay. I think we could get it to, I think we can clean this right out of here. Oh no, I got to get that in there. So hashtag end, okay. So here, let's just clean that to here. Okay, now let's just go ahead and trigger this. So that's why we're initiating a brand search, and then we're going to add in those primary keywords one more time, right? So this way we're initiating the organic, but then we're triggering in a non-responsive place. So it can't harm the customer's website, or it can't harm the website, and it can't harm the GMB asset, but it is starting to get some popularity, right? Like if I blast a post with a bunch of traffic, it doesn't do anything. However, showing popularity for a string, for a particular term, and the person clicks on that, that's another story, okay? So just by initiating a query like this, it triggers. So, you know, it just so you're aware. All right, so here, let me show you this here. So it should trigger. So not only am I triggering for a brand plus keyword search, it's also like I clicked on the post, right? Because I'm launching the window. So now I'm able to get that engagement. And then I've gone through this a trillion times. Like I've blasted these things with so much traffic. It's never a harm. It's only an additive, right? So, but we got to make sure that it triggers. I got to make sure I put the right code in there. Yeah, okay. That's it. So that's what we're looking to do here. So this way we're initiating. So now we want to play with the string slightly, because again, we're trying to maximize the benefit for the account, right? For the account holder. We want to maximize the dollars that are within the budget, right? I need to maximize everything. Every cent that's in there, I need to maximize it. We're marketing for a company, for a business, right? So more dollars I can get, you know the drill, right? So all right, so here, let's come back into here. So what we want to do is, we know that the most important terms, again, if we come back over here, the most important terms are the terms that it's already being rewarded with. If I'm being rewarded with traffic, that means Google thinks that my website's about that. So I want to be the most popular for what Google already thinks that I'm about, right? Instead of being in position 6 when I do a search term for that big head keyword, I start to rise, right? And that's the overall objective here. Okay, so I forget where I put it at. Okay, so here we go. So we should be able to get it in here, and I really like this word here, but we're going to go for this string here. Okay, so what we're looking to do here, I guess we have to have that in there. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And then we're just going to go ahead and add that in here. V. And then we're going to add this because this is a big keyword. Oil is really a big one that we want. And then that other word there too. You have to be tricky with what you say on these streams because they'll block the video. So if you're wondering why isn't he saying that? The YouTube's funny. All right. So let's just make sure that we get the trigger. It doesn't associate. That stinks. That stinks. That's a bad thing. That's a bad thing. That stinks. All right, so that really hurts because I really want to get that in there. Oh, it could have been me. I might have messed up there because I didn't write Texas properly. Let's just double check that. So I really want to get those words in there, but if it doesn't trigger, then it's not associating. Perfect. That's what we're looking for. All right. So let's come back over to here. All right, so type this in, so we won't even send them over there. I was just going to show that and then add this later, but why not give it to you guys, right? Let me give you guys something that's going to help you, all right? Maximize the budgets that you're using. You know, get as much out of these people as possible. You're helping them, you're helping yourselves. All right, so we want them to go back into here, but I don't want them to, I want them to copy and paste. I really don't want that in there. So here, cancel that. Yes. All right, so type in or copy paste this URL. Okay. So let's just walk through this. I need to visualize here. So we got to clear the cookies in the cache. So we're starting a fresh new session. We're going to go into the, the search engine. We're going to search for a particular term. We're going to scroll down until we find the website. And then here's what the website looks like. I'm going to force them to go over. You're going to click on the website, stay on the homepage for 2 minutes, then click to any internal page you want, doesn't matter to me, and stay on that page for another 2 minutes. Once that's done, I need you then to go to the URL bar. Go to the URL bar and then type in or copy and paste this search term. Okay, so you're just going to copy this, put it in, that way we can get another trigger. And then once that is done, number 11 is going to be to close the browser. That's it. Yep. So there's nothing more authoritative than Google itself. So I used to use other authoritative sites, but I really like Google Assets, right? All right. So must see image walkthrough here. Okay. So that was another walkthrough for something else. Do this before you begin. Clear cookies and cache. Okay. So, darn. Okay. I'll just swap this out to do number 1 before you begin. Do we have a color? Can we do like a different color here? I forget what it is. Is it this one? Yep, so do number 1 before you begin. All right, must see image walkthrough. Do 1 before you begin. All right, see image walkthrough. All right, and then we'll just put the URL in there. All right, see image walkthrough here. All right, so there's the image walkthrough. Do number 1 before you begin. Make sure, please. Okay, very important. The last thing I need, every search that happens affects the next search, right? And every search before that affects the continuation. I need I want it to be fresh, right? So it's very, 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 very important. All right, so this is looking good. We're gonna go hop over to create the visual walkthrough, which is relatively simple. I wanted to point out these very helpful tips as far as ways to maximize account value, right? So maximizing account value. Also, I wanted to point out certain particular time frames that we're looking for. And then on top of that, how to maximize the flow that's going to benefit your website, okay? Your website and other assets that you control. So, yeah. So let's just hop over to here. That was a helpful little tip for you. I actually have to use the lavatory briefly. Let's go ahead and something like that. Of the Craig called me out this morning because I was wearing my girlfriend's house coat. It's very comfortable, and it smells like whatever it is, juicy something. I don't know. It's a pink bottle, pink and clear and black. I don't know what it's called. I don't remember. It smells good though. It smells like cotton candy-ish, kind of. That's what it reminds me of, at least. I'm sure it's probably has some unique name. Actually, I'm curious. What is that called? It's like juicy, Juicy. It's like black and like pink, juicy perfume. What's that? What's the? Yeah, this looks about right. Yeah. And it's got but the bottle. It's got this looks more like it actually. Yeah, it smells good. I was looking at I guess that's the scent. Viva la Juicy. Okay, whatever. In any case, let's move on. Um, Viva la Juicy. So that's the Viva la Juicy. It's interesting. It's an interesting thing. Getting off track. What was I doing? What was I doing? Where was I at? I finished the template off. Damn, what was I doing? Joy Organics. Oh. I know. I have to grab traffic data. Okay. So we need to figure out where the winners are. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. So do we want that? How about this one? So that is the word I'm assuming. And then where are you at currently? Oh, so you got a paid citation. I see. Smart. Good choice. Number 4. Oh, and you're all over. So you've done some, okay, so you've done some competitive analysis. Oh, I see. Now I see why. Well, the reason why you're not ranking for these terms is because that's not what, you're not getting any traffic. Well, hence the reason why we're doing this. And I assume, so let's just go in here. I don't know the legality of this. I'm assuming it's completely all good. I would venture to guess. I think it is. I really have no clue. So what is this? What is 50 doll hairs? CBD? Is that CBD? Okay. Okay, cool. All right. So, okay, so you're all on the up and up. Well, then why? I don't understand. I don't understand the space, that's for sure. But I can read data. That I can do. I can figure out why. So we're not going to beat these guys. So is that where the competitive advantage is? I'm assuming not. So aside with that, because I want to set you up for success, don't you have a what's the most profitable item here? So 44, 44. So you put these up at the top. So I'm assuming these are the best. Um, but they're not the most expensive. So these are the most expensive. So I assume that this is what you really want to get rid of. It's these. So, okay. Oh, this is sold out. So maybe this is good. I don't know. I didn't get any data. Maybe I should have asked him. Okay. Oh, they have a thing here. I could have asked. They could have told me quite easily. Uh, okay. Cool, man. The site's beautiful. I mean, I really like the work that was done here. Um, I mean, this is super clean, straight. It's not overly done, which I really like. The internal linking is good. Very well done. Uh, I like this is well done, guys. Good job. This is good. Very good. I can see why you're doing. This is very good. I would really like how you did this. Um, Let me just double check something here. Sorry, I'm getting off track, but I need to figure out where the. So that's what I don't understand. Is in the headline volumes, like this is writing in and you have a page dedicated to it, but there's nobody looking for it. There's nobody looking for it. So, okay. That's what I don't get is you can tell obviously people knew what they were doing here. When they set this up, it looks good. So I guess that's the big headline. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. I need to figure out what's the best for this. Before I can figure out numbers, I have to figure out what we're going to shoot for. Okay. I'm assuming that this might be the way to go. No? So the two that I see, I think I'm coming to the same conclusion is the big volume that'll lead them to what we need. This is where the cake is. And then this is where your number 73, right? Or you're not even anywhere to be found? You're nowhere to be found, but you are up here into the categories here. So you're okay, so that's interesting. So we're paying for ads. This is a big volume, so I don't think we want that. All right. So who's the big Dundada then? Who's the big Dundada? If I search for the term, who's the biggest? Who's the big dog here? No, no, no. I've seen these guys all over the freaking place, dude. Uh, no. I've seen them a lot, but I don't think they're not doing what you're doing. Bear with me, guys. I'm looking, and gals, and gals. So you're all over here. So you're getting okay. That makes sense to me. So you're way down. Okay, so you're nowhere to be found on these. And then what were you optimized for? Premium. So you're repeating this here. So is that a term? No. Interesting. Very intriguing how this is done here. And then you're putting in the differences. Interesting. All right, so I guess that's what we're going to be going for. I think that's the original. That's the only thing that we're getting traffic for. So I think I'm going to stick to my guns on this. Um, that this is what we're looking for. Um, we're looking for these types of products. We want to increase brand. We want to do brand plus this and brand plus this, right? And it's that simple. I don't necessarily want to increase on this, so that's a no-go, even though we're getting traffic for that. These are our top keywords that are actually producing a percentage of our overall volume for our overall traffic of the website. Um, if people are checking this, then I'm assuming that they're a little bit farther into the funnel, into the buying process. So not so much this, and then that, and then oh, you got people looking for the coupons. Okay, so that's interesting. So this is really what we're after. I mean, it's that simple. So if I search for this, is there volume here? I really like this one. So that one, and then what about this? Yeah. And which one cost more? So that's 3, and what was the other one? $1. Okay. So all right. Uh and then what was that other term? Go back to that. Uh um okay. Okay. Okay, so who's the big dog here? All right, so this guy's pumping some bucks into this with the cheapest product. Interesting. All right. So this is number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. So so that's interesting. Boy, I really hope that you have. So for this particular keyword, man, you need an informational. Here, is it down here? Man, you're never going to win this term. Number 5. Man, it's going to be hard to get up there. It's going to be hard to scoot up there. And then are you on this? Because I'd really like to jump some traffic through here. Who's on here? What's this? Ah, I think I could get in here. Oh, yeah. And there's a whole list here. Where's the references? I would get, man, you got to get a reference in here, bro. I highly recommend getting a reference in here. And here's your opening right here. I'm not gonna give that away, but I would maybe you should email me. I think you should get in here, and I see a few openings to this. Imagery is definitely one since it's accepting it. Um, Wikipedia honors fresher stuff for sure, and it's not about the link, but it's about the relevancy and having that co-citation of your brand. And you might already be in there. I didn't check, but it's very, 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 very helpful for winning particular terms. But with that said, I think I've done enough investigation work here. So what we need to figure out then is this page is incredibly similar to yours. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab that. This is the winning term for 75% of your traffic is made up from this keyword. Or 75 is your brand, 23% is made up of this keyword. So we need to figure out what type of goal we're trying to achieve here. So what we're going to do is head back over to Flick Over. So this is where we need to determine, okay, if we're increasing this specific keyword in order to get a lift, I need to figure out how much. So for this particular instance, what we're going to be looking for is not any of those. SEMrush. SEMrush doesn't show me any love anymore, but that's okay. I love them anyway. I really do like their tool. uh, I still think that's a good tool. All right, and I have access to Ahrefs. I prefer SEMrush, hands down. Um, all right, so domain overview. So we're gonna take a look at this here, but more importantly, what I'm looking for is the organic research. And I want to take a look at this specific page here. All right, and then that page is winning based on no, that URL. Yeah, hemp products. Oh, I already knew that. And then what do they got here? So 78% of 418. So 78%. So it's 418 minus what is it? 78%. Oh, 418 minus 78%. 418 minus 78%. 418 minus 78% is 326. So it's 326. 326 is the number. 326 is the number. 326 is the number. Okay. So 326 is the number. And then where am I at? What page pops up when I do that term? It is, so it's this page. And then how far off are we? So 320, 326. So that's what I'm assuming. Okay. So, and then on top of this here, we have products. 94%. Okay, so 94%. Wow, that is incredibly high. That's not the one that I'm worried about. Traffic isn't going to get you there for this. Traffic, that's not going to do it for this. That is not the deficiency here for this particular term. We're urinating in the wind on this term. You're losing due to authority, not due to clicks and traffic. For this particular term, so let me just make sure though. Yeah, you're rising, which that makes perfect sense. I think we should be able to get it up there. You might be able to get a little bit more, but I think it's more of an authority because you're already at 94. So let's just double check. I highly doubt it. I don't think it's a traffic issue. I really don't. Not for this term. We're going to go in here, though. We're going to go 94%. Yeah, 3,100. You're already, that's not the one. All right, so moving on. That's not the focus here. Not in my opinion. All right, so let's go back over here. All right, so we don't need this. I think we're good here. I think you're... I think we're gonna have to go down to here. Who's winning for this turn? So the winner here is, okay, so 1, 2, so no. Charlotte's Web. What? Okay. And then where's my guy? So way down the page. Okay, so this is probably where... Okay. So, and then, let's just go back over here quick. And then what else do we have here? Oil prices. So this is where all your cake's at, right here. Man. So I like this. Okay. Well, and then too, if I can get that in there, it'll be good. Oil prices. Who's the competitor here? Goodness gracious. So for number 5, so it looks like this guy's the winner. Okay. Okay. And then what's he doing? Let's go take a look here. So, and then, this URL here. Yep, 32%, 409. Okay. This might be a win. And then people looking at that are in the cycle, so that makes sense. And then you're already being rewarded, so let's do that. And then we're getting the 2 words that we want in there. Plus, okay. I like that a lot. I think that could be helpful. So what is it? 409. So let's do 409 minus 32.5. So let's just do 33%. Brings us to 134. So 134 is the number. So 134 is the number. 134 is the number. 134 is the number. And then how are we doing on that? All right. Okay. And then we want to go into here. And we need to go to search for search for all right. And then okay. See doc walk through. Okay. All right. See doc walk through here. Okay, and then we'll put the link and then they know save and preview. Okay, so that's going to be number 1. All right, we're going to clone that. Okay, we're going to come back into here. We're going to open this one up now. We're going to go right into this. So that's that one. Um, Jeez Louise. I have a funny feeling that this is going to be nuts. Need to see this quick. Sorry, guys. I need to make sure of a few things. Bear with me. Sorry. I mean, we're doing this together. I'm literally taking you through the process here. All right, so this is the winner here. We have the exact URL. So this exact URL is bringing in, and I believe that they're the winners for all of these. So that's going to be ultra insane. So let me see here. That's going to be crazy. Very difficult. 59% is 265. 265. 265. Wow. Wow. That's gonna be tough, man. That's gonna be super tough. 3.54, 3%. 15,000 minus 25% brings me to 3,700. Wow. So in my opinion, you're gonna have to. I think we should run clicks and see how you run, how you can do it because of the volume so high. I would associate the brand name with the keyword. I think it's the only play you have. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on from there. Okay, clone this one. Okay, next is. All right, so this is one that we really want. On that, and then you need to get this one in there. All right. I'd start with that. What are we at? CBT. All right, and then we'll clone it, and then I would run. Um, so you got people looking for it already. All right, now we're going to go into here. We're going to take a look at our, okay, so we've now created our templates. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 separate templates. We have our core, the CBD, and then the Joy Organics. And I think that ought to wrap it up. Let me just double check here. I think this is what I would start with. That's what I would start with. Anybody have any questions? Sorry to keep you guys. I was looking for some stuff here. Let me just double check and see what's going on here. So just the guy I need to see. Hey, Palmer. Hey, good to see you, Ahmed. I'll go ahead and welcome everybody and say hello and see if there's any questions. Maybe perhaps you might have some. I'm not sure. What's up, Chris? Hey, Lewis. Good to see you, brother. D. Lewis. Scott Edwards, Golden Nugget King. Awesome. I'm glad that I can share them with you. Melvin says, what's up, Chris? Great to see you. Let's get those manual backlinks rolling tonight. Hey, maybe we could do that. I might be able to do that. Chris A, late night stream. We're burning the midnight oil. You know it, bro. Man, you're having a rock star with withdrawals. I was. I feel a lot better now. Cheers to you. Hey, Rockstar, get at me. I'm your guy.